Welcome back to another episode. This week we'll be talking about which cigars we'll be smoking, and we'll be chopping it up with Bougie Billy. You're watching Cigars and Gears. Welcome to the show, bud.
What's happening, man? What an honor. Appreciate you having me on.
Yeah, man. As soon as when I made that first little 20-minute podcast last week, I was like, there's not a fucking doubt in my mind that the first dude I got to get on.
Yeah, no, man, that was awesome. I didn't even know, I texted you. I was watching it and you said that and I was like, hell yeah.
Yeah.
It's an
I was
honor,
like, I'm not
man.
even going to hit him up. I'm just going to wait for him to listen to it because I knew you
Oh yeah.
would.
Yeah,
I'm
of
like, he'll
course.
hear it and he'll hit me up.
Oh yeah. Absolutely.
Uh,
Especially, I mean,
Good.
I say with us, we smoked a couple cigars there
Yeah.
earlier this year down on the beach. So that was a
Yeah.
good time.
Some of the best cigars I ever fucking smoked sitting on a beach fishing in Florida.
I know
I'm
it
here to tell
sucks to
anybody
get
that's never been to Florida, it doesn't get any better than that. Cigars hit different when it's 90 degrees and you're fucking surf casting with your buddy.
Yes, it does. Yes, it does.
So this week, we're actually going to introduce the cigars that we're smoking. Last week I didn't smoke a cigar because I'll be honest with everybody. Last week's episode was actually supposed to be a test run. I turned on the mic, turned on the camera, hit record just to do a test recording to see how it looked, how it sounded, and just ended up fucking calling it good. So this week, you want to go first? What you're smoking?
Yeah, so I'm a huge Padron fan. Um, this one is their import series or the Padron handmade. Um, if you're familiar with them, they're a Nicaraguan rolled cigar. I don't typically smoke the darker, heavier Toros and all. I tend to lean more toward a mild one. On top of that, this is the one on the cheaper end, so this probably has a lot more to do with why I smoke this one. Their cigars get pretty heavy in price, but this is a Padron. I believe this is the 4000 series, and it's about a $12 stick. So it's not way up in there, but it's not like a $5 stick. So this is just more of a mild one. But again, I'm such a huge Padron fan. If I That's all I smoked ever again, I'd be happy with that.
Yeah, I think that's what you were smoking when we were down there, when I came down to Florida.
It's exactly what we smoked there.
So this week, I got to reach way out because my camera's further. This is a Man O' War. This was actually sent to me from Jared Bake. So he hit me up when I first started talking about this podcast, was pumped that it was going to be about cigars, because he also fucking smokes cigars. So he sent me a little 4-pack. I sent him one. Yeah, it's cool. And that's one of the cool things about the whole fucking cigar community. It's like turning your buds on to like new fucking sticks. This is probably not a cigar that I would normally smoke. AJ Fernandez is not one that I usually go after. Especially as of lately. I've been smoking, and I know I'm gonna get some criticism from the guys that smoke cigars. I've been smoking a lot of Gurkhas lately.
Well, I mean, yeah, you will. You will.
um, and the whole thing with Gurkha was really weird because like they were really good cigars, and then they like dropped off and became like the shittiest cigar.
Right.
But now I feel like they're starting to make more shit that is, I don't know, a little bit better. And I actually stumbled across them when I was coming to Florida. I went down to my local brick and mortar and just bought, I think, like 4 or 5 5-pack samples.
Okay.
And there's a couple of the Gurkhas in there, and I was like, dude, a box press Gurkha is just the weight of my heart at this time. I really fucking enjoy them. Pretty much, to be honest, I've been smoking cigars for almost 10 years now.
Okay.
Um,
Same. Not you say
always
that.
always Maduro. I like the real dark wrappers. I like the Nicaraguan. Um, and I'll say this, my palate should be a lot more should be a lot better at this point in the game at 10 years in. um, but it's not. It's not great. So maybe that's why I just like a lot of pretty much every fucking Maduro. As long as it has like a little bit of spice and a little bit of like coffee
Right.
flavor on the top end,
Yep.
I'm about it. I love it.
You
Uh,
know, and myself, I want to feel that's because I don't smoke cigarettes, so I need to feel that little bit of head high.
yeah,
You know what I mean? Like this when I'm smoking, I want to just get that little bit of euphoria going. And you can always tell when you light a cigar. I think that's one of the telling signs is how it burns. Like, does it
yeah,
burn um uneven? I mean, I think that's my pet peeve is granted, if I light it wrong, it can, but even a good cigar, if you light it uneven, it catches up.
yeah. It'll burn
Like
right back.
yeah, it burns, but a bad cigar that's not done well, it just doesn't. So
Yep. This week
yeah.
I'll be pairing it with some Crown Royal. Usually it's Jameson. But
Okay.
I've never smoked this cigar, so I was like, "Fuck it, I'm gonna try something new." I had some Crown Royal that somebody left here, so fuck it, we'll try the Crown Royal this week. Um,
Doing some Los Rijos Anejo myself. I'm a tequila guy, so we're gonna
you and Rhino, man. Rhino loves his tequila.
bro,
He
it's
tries to
it's
get me
where
to
it's
drink it
at.
every time I'm with him. I fucking hate it.
Have you drank that one that they talk about all the time? That's really they've been talking about on the show. Apparently it's really shitty, but it gets you really drunk.
Oh, the one that's like from Detroit or whatever the fuck it is.
Yeah,
Yeah, I
that
forget. It
one.
starts with an M, I think.
I haven't
Yeah,
I've never heard of
I
it
have
till
not
then.
tried it. I have not tried it. And I'll say this for anybody that's listening to the show, because I know a lot of people listen to the show that probably don't even smoke cigars. Smoking cigars is a super fucking fun hobby. Um, it gets expensive. Sure, it gets expensive.
Yeah.
Um, but it's a lot of fun. It's fun like finding new sticks that you like. It's fun setting up a humidor. It's fun like having buddies come over and just swapping cigars or whatever. And just being able to fucking talk about cigars. It's a lot of fun, and it gives you an excuse to just sit down for a minute, fucking relax. Don't think about
Slow
any bullshit.
it slows you down.
Yeah, I love it.
Slows you down. Yeah, because you're
Any
not if you spend let's just say you spend $13 on this, and I'm by no means like 13 is not a crazy amount of money, but it's enough for me that if I spend it, I'm not smoking just a quarter of it and throwing it away.
yeah,
Like
yeah,
we're gonna smoke the whole thing, however long it takes us to sit here. Like we're not going
yep,
anywhere.
yep.
So
Yeah, and that's the thing too is and you don't have to because if you look on YouTube with, like, any kind of cigar smoking, 9 times out of 10, it's gonna be some dude with fancy lighting, kinda like some of this shit, and he'll be wearing a fucking suit and tie and, like, trying to just be a dapper motherfucker. You don't have to be a dapper dude to smoke cigars
no,
at
no,
all. You do not.
no.
And, again, like I said, it's a lot of fun. I highly recommend anybody that's listening to this, give it a try. Hit up one of your
No.
boys that smoke cigars, go hit a fucking, um, a brick and mortar that has a little fucking, Jesus Christ, what the hell is that shit called in the back room? A
A
smoking
humidor
lounge?
or a lounge,
Um,
yeah. Yeah.
yeah, a lounge at a good cigar bar is fucking sick, dude.
How that brings up a good question. So what got you into smoking cigars?
So when I used to ride with that club that I was with, um, my president smoked and the sergeant at arms both smoked cigars. And I used to fucking hate it. I hated the fucking smell. I was like, dude, you guys are fucking disgusting. Um,
Right.
and then I became sergeant at arms. So I spent a lot of time with my president. And just from hanging out with him, he eventually got me to try my first cigar was was it a CIO? I think it was. It was I think it was a CIO or a Cohiba, one of the two. Um, but fell in love with it instantly, dude. instantly.
Right.
And I was just drinking iced coffee. And for anyone that doesn't know, iced coffee goes fucking phenomenal with cigars.
Coffee
It
in
goes
general
so
goes
good with
phenomenal with
cigars.
cigars. And
Um,
a Cuban, like a cafecito dos leche or con leche with a cigar on the beach,
yeah,
it's nothing better.
yeah,
Really isn't. Nothing
yeah.
better.
Yeah, so he had me try that cigar and just fell in love with it. And I grew up smoking cigarettes. Smoking cigarettes, dipping, I did all that shit. And smoking a cigar is nothing like smoking a cigarette. It's
No.
very enjoyable. And like I said, it just relaxes the fuck out of you.
Oh,
Um, and kind of like on what you were saying, there's different price points to get into this. Like my everyday smoke, like if I'm just going to rip a fucking cigar while I'm working on the bike or whatever, I smoke a Dark Shark, and these things are $35 for a box. And it's just a short filler cigar, but they still taste great. They have like nutty coffee like flavor on it. So you don't have to smoke a $12 to $20 cigar every time you smoke them.
no,
Um,
no.
but I will say my humidor is kind of stacked with that right now because um when Jared sent me those cigars, he was like, "Hey, have you ever seen cigarbid.com?" And I was like, "What the fuck is that?" So I went on there, dude. It's literally an auction site for cigars.
That's dangerous.
Uh, it's not fucking great. Um, but
Thanks.
I will.
Thanks.
So my humidor is now full.
I
But I
bet.
will say though, I just got a box of Gurkha anniversary cigars, full 20 box for $45.
Can't beat it.
That's usually a $230 box.
Yeah.
Um, so it's a great site, especially if you're just getting into it. But I highly recommend if you're just getting into cigars, find a buddy that smokes them, and just go to a brick and mortar where you can see them, whatever, try them. But yeah, all right,
And
I'm ready to fucking light this thing.
yeah, I'm about to say what do you like to normally use? I'm actually never able to do it, but I'm more of a if I can light it with a matches, I actually prefer matches.
Yeah,
But
so
I just I always have wind, so it's a torch
yeah,
most of the time.
the guy that got me smoking cigars, my old president, he used to keep strips of cedar, and
Yep.
he would light the cedar and then light his cigar with the cedar.
Right.
I'm not that bougie. I just use a regular three flame torch, and
Yep.
that gets it done for
Yep.
me.
Yeah, yeah. I like a match, but it's just there's always wind. Like
Yeah,
I can never keep it going.
yep. And on this one, I'm using a V cut.
Same. I'm a V cut guy.
I've never smoked this cigar before. I've never had one of these. And I'm kind of hoping I like it because right now on cigarbid.com, they have a bunch of these
There you go.
going for cheap money for boxes.
Tell you what, when you talk about going to a lounge, especially if you're newer to cigars, man, if you can find a good cigar lounge, which is most cigar lounges, some of the coolest people in there smoking too, of I would say all types of humans too. That's the beauty I think of cigar lounges is you just find so many different varieties of humans that they got one thing in common and they get along because of it.
Yeah. Yeah. And I can't stress enough, you don't have to be a certain kind of guy to smoke cigars
No.
or go to a cigar lounge. You will see a blue collar guy with concrete dust on his pants sitting in the lounge, getting the fucking leather chairs disgusting. Um, it's for everybody.
Yep. 100%. The there's one right around the corner from us, and the other day they have a nice little bar in there too. The other day I went in, and it was suit, golfer, construction, an old black lady, me, and an old white lady. Like that was the lineup at the bar, sitting there smoking cigars together.
No
So
shit.
I mean, that's just. You won't find that in so many other places, and everyone's just having a good time.
Yeah, I really enjoy a cigar lounge. Unfortunately, the one that's down the street from my house, they made it a private lounge,
Mm,
which fucking sucks. I used to go there every Friday after work and just decompress, have some whiskey, neat whiskey, and a fucking stick.
yep.
And they closed it down, made it private. I think it was because the town shut them down on it.
Right.
Um, and it was honestly because of the vaping. All the vape stores opened up. And people were vaping in the stores, and I think that's like how the whole thing started with the cigar lounge, where they're like, "Oh, if they can't do
Hmm.
it, neither can you." Even though it had all the filtration shit. So whatever. So I ended up building. That's why this bar is in. This is in my shop. For anybody that doesn't know me personally, I built this bar in my shop, and I have ventilation all in here, air fucking scrubbers, all that shit. So I can literally
Nice.
sit here and smoke a cigarette, and my kid could be on the sofa over here watching a movie and be completely fine.
Oh yeah. I think the very first cigar lounge that I really got into at the time I was living out in Fort Worth, Texas, and there's a cigar lounge right by my apartment I was living in. And I'll never forget, like I had been smoking, but I'd never been hanging out in lounges. I remember sitting there, and you got all your leather chairs and all, and it's mainly old heads in there, but they were all talking about the things that you were told you shouldn't talk as in public about: religion and race.
Yeah,
Like that, it was just like in I'm hearing these old heads talk about it, but like there was very clear, different opinions. But everyone just talked like adults. And I remember
yeah,
sitting there, 10 years ago still, and I'm just like, you can't find this anywhere else where people can have a difference of opinion, but not be angry about it, not
yeah.
be in arms. They could just be agree to disagree.
Right.
And that just turned me on to cigar lounges. So
I will also say for anybody that's new to smoking cigars or wants to try smoking cigars, um, get a Robusto or get a nub. Just get a smaller cigar.
yep.
That way, until you figure out what you like. Because if you pull this is a whole lot of cigar to smoke if you fucking hate it.
Yes.
Um,
Yes.
and it takes a while, dude. This cigar right here is going to take me probably an hour and some change, hour and 20 minutes to smoke this probably. Um, if you get like a Robusto, you're looking at like 30 minutes, 30, 45 minutes, something like that. And they're cheaper. The smaller the cigar, the cheaper they are.
And
Um,
and maybe even if you don't have a buddy and you go in, tell the guy. But usually the people working there are pretty knowledgeable about cigars. Say, hey, I'm new. I want to try a variety and not break the bank. And they're gonna most likely hook you up with, a nice little variety or maybe even a variety pack that
yep.
will kind of get you started. Just make sure you save your labels so you can remember what to get when you go back. Because I have done that. I have smoked a really nice cigar, lost the label, and been like, what the fuck was that?
Yeah.
you know?
Yeah.
So just
Every
always
one
make
of
sure
my
you say that.
every cigar that I've ever smoked, the label is in my humidor, in my old humidor now, not the one I use. But I
Okay.
keep every label and I take a picture of the label and I have a cigars fucking folder on my phone that shows me every single label that I've ever smoked. If I like it.
Nice.
If I don't like
Yeah,
it, I
yeah,
don't take
yeah.
a picture.
Of course. Mm.
But once you start doing like once you start getting into it, figuring out what you like like what you were saying, some people like the milder ones, some people like the Connecticut wrappers, some people like the Nicaraguan wrappers. It's just all trial and error. It's what you like, what hits your palate the best. And once you figure that out, you can pretty much do
Do you
whatever at that point.
do you ever smoke I remember when I first started, I was smoking leaves cigars, the ones that actually are come wrapped in the leaf.
Yeah.
I want to say they're out of Pittsburgh.
Really?
Is I don't know why that strikes me, but I could be way wrong. But I want to say, or they have a large location there in Pittsburgh. Um, that's a good one to start with because you can just kind of see what you like and then work your way out.
Yeah, for sure. And they're smaller too, usually.
Usually, yeah. You quite bundled up over there.
Dude, it's fucking I think it's hold on, I'll pull it up and check. It is right now in Epping, New Hampshire. It is 24 degrees, feels like 12. I've had my pellet stove running in my shop right now. For when did I text you? An hour and a half ago.
Yeah, something like that.
Um, and it's only looks like it's 50 degrees in here right now, which isn't terrible, but
Yeah.
it's not what you're dealing with.
No. I mean, we were in 30s yesterday morning, but we're back up in our 70s, so, you know, garage doors open and enjoying life.
That's gonna be almost well, I guess maybe not worse, but that's equally as shitty as it just being cold the whole time though. Cause it's like when it's 70 and then goes to 30, 30 is real fucking cold.
Yeah.
But like when it's like up here, we go from 90 to 80 to 70 to 60 to 50 to 40. So we like gradually get there. So 20 degrees outside isn't that fucking cold to us. You know what I mean? Because we've been
True,
dealing with
true,
this for
true.
months
Yeah,
now.
yeah, yeah. You had to build up. You know, the only it does suck and people get sick a lot from it, but the good part is we always know the warmth is right around the corner. And
Yeah.
it rarely you don't get a week solid of 30 degrees. Does not exist here. Hits 30 multiple times all winter long. It's going to hit 30s, but it's not going to stay there. So like, yeah, it's
What's like
cold,
the
but I
average
know by
temperature down there in the summer? I mean, in the winter.
I would have to look that one up. It just varies so hard.
Yeah.
Um, I don't know. That's a good question. This is nice time of year though. If you were a vacationer to Florida, be a good time to come. Though the fishing's we're just coming out of some of the good fishing. So, but
Coming
it's
out
still
of it,
there for my region. You go farther south, it's there because of the water
when does it get
temperature
good again in the
changing.
spring?
Yeah, so like March, April when we start warming up.
Yeah. Because we just missed it when I had come down, right?
Hmm. Yeah, it just started getting a little too warm. It's a
Yeah.
good cigar.
We still, I still cannot believe this. So let's get into when I came down to see you.
Yeah, yeah.
I still can't believe. So I've grown up my whole life. I grew up on the coast. I've grown up surf casting. Surf casting in New England and surf casting in Florida is so different. Because like I was telling you while I was down there, you can surf cast. Say you're fishing for striper, whatever. That's the same bait we're using that I would have used for striper, essentially.
Right.
Um, but you could fish for 13 hours and not catch a fucking thing. But then we went down to Florida. It was like, dude, we caught like 5 species in an hour.
Yeah,
I
yeah.
was like, what the fuck is going on down here?
Yeah, there's a lot of fish. Um, helps to I have there are days that it will be bad, but I mean it's few and far between. You're catching something. You know, that's kind of how I chalk it up to. I'd rather catch something than nothing. Even if I'm throwing it back, it's still the old saying, a bad day fishing is better than a good day at work, and it's true.
Yeah,
Um, but then you get to a point where you feel like you're pretty good at fishing, and when you have a bad day, it does piss you off a little. You're
right.
like, damn it, I know how to catch fish, but um yeah, I think your sons there, they were, especially your one son, he was really getting into it while we were there.
Yeah. It was funny because what did you gave him? Oh, you gave him the rig.
Yeah, yeah, gave him
So you gave him
the
like that.
weight and all.
Yeah, like that whole
Yeah,
like weird ass rig. That's another thing. You guys use such a weird fucking setup. Um, but you let him keep that rig that he was fishing with.
yeah.
Dude, when we got back to the hotel in Daytona, and Daytona's not even close to as good as where were we?
So we were just north of St. Augustine, just south of Jacksonville. It's like this in
Yeah, yeah.
between. No, it's really not a town there. It's just this in between area.
Yeah, I think we were like an hour south of there in Daytona, right? About an
Yeah,
hour?
Daytona's about an hour
Yeah.
and a half
Um,
south.
so we got back down to Daytona, and as soon as we got out of the car, my kid jumps out, starts stringing up the line, goes out, and he's like trying to find crabs. He's finding any kind of urchin he can find.
Right.
Um, got some chicken, and he was just putting chicken on there. Dude, he was out there until like 11:30 that night, just fucking pounding them, dude.
Hey,
Um, and that's all. That's still to this day. It's been 8 months, 9 months, and
right.
that's all he talks about still. He's like,
Yeah.
"Can we go back down and fish with your buddy?" But he fucking loves it, dude.
Yeah, you go. One of these days I'll have a boat and then they'll really be screwed up. Go out on a boat fishing. I just got too many hobbies to buy a boat yet.
Oh, just got a little choppy.
Yeah.
Yeah, but it's just so different down there fishing compared to up here. Like that little buggy that you have, that's
Oh
the
yeah, yeah,
sickest
yeah.
setup. So when I posted a couple pictures of us, and your buggy was like off to the left of us, and
Right.
my buddy seen it that I fish with up here, and he's like, "We gotta
Yeah.
fucking build one of those things."
Yeah, that's pretty much, and it's crazy. The guys who are like way, way more serious at surf fishing than I am, like the retired old heads, they
Mm,
run the electric bicycles, which is so smart. And they take that buggy and hook it up. They build it a little differently so they can drag it
yeah,
behind their electric bikes, and they hit the beach. And if they're not hitting, they move, and they can just they'll work a mile and a half, 2 miles worth of beach of fishing, which is like the if you're gonna surf fish correctly, that's how you do it. So they're just like always on the move, on the move. I'm on foot. I'm not moving that many times. I'm setting
right,
up, get my cigars, get my beer. We're chilling.
yeah. What makes it a little bit easier too, because you guys have like the soft sand, but then you also have like a hard pack sand.
Right,
So
right.
like makes it so you can get on a bike. Like if you try to ride a bike on a beach in New England, not fucking
Yeah.
happening.
No, 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 no. That's the way it was. I grew up in Pensacola, Florida, and the Gulf side of Florida, it's so, so soft. Like you're not hell, it wears you out walking through it
Yeah,
sometimes. So
yeah,
but here we do have both, but that beach cart it really is. It was a world of difference. I was carrying everything before, and I'd see these guys in them carts, and I'm like, they're not cheap setup. It's not a cheap setup. But if you do it enough, and even if I'm not fishing, even if I'm just carrying lawn chairs and coolers and and pop up tent, all the stuff that everybody else uses at the beach, it's still so handy to not have to tote it in my arm, just throw it in the cart and drag it on. So,
right, right. Yeah, the thing's dope because it carries the cooler. It has the cutting board up top, carries all your rods.
yup,
Plus, you have more room to put other shit on there.
exactly. It's a nice thing. I'm looking to upgrade. It's only a two wheel. I'm gonna probably upgrade it to four wheel this before the end of this before summer hits. And then they make like these extensions that come off so you can like just keep adding shit to it.
No
But
shit.
eventually I could just go where because the cool thing is if you go four wheel, then you can push. You're not always having to
Oh
pull.
yeah, 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 yeah.
So, it gives you both options, which would be nice to do.
Yeah, does that thing pull pretty easy through the sand? Because it has those huge tires on it.
Yeah, 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 yeah. As long as you have the air right, which is only like 3 pounds,
Yeah,
you know.
no shit.
Yeah.
So we can see your
Yeah.
bike in the background. So this was not done when I was down there.
No, sir, this was not. I'm trying to think when actually I know it was right before Biketober. So I finished this. When were y'all down? July?
Ju-
End of July, wasn't it?
yeah, I think the end of July.
So it was September. September's when I like wrote it, and then I think I'm comfortable enough with it. I took it to Daytona for Biketoberfest, ran into all kinds of fun little problems, but it was like my first real break-in ride longer than 30 minutes.
Yep.
Um, but I was down there with the homie, so it was not a big deal. Got it all squared away. But I think we're in pretty good shape now. Yeah, it's the just an absolute gorgeous. I can pop this camera off. I'll spin this around and show you if I can figure out how to flip the camera. Does it not let you flip the camera?
I don't know. Maybe not because it's recording.
I guess it won't let me flip a camera. All right, so we're gonna try and do it this way. This is gonna be fun. So, we'll start with the kickstand. I don't know. You have to tell me if you can even see this as I do it.
Yeah.
But this is a kickstand to give you a little bit of a backstory on it. So I found a guy on Instagram in Japan who is famous for doing like Cobra kickstands. That's like what he does. And I hit him up and I was like, hey, could you do a flamingo kickstand on an '05 Sporty? And he goes, no, impossible. I don't have the mold to do it. I was like, okay, cool. Go on with life. 3 months later, he hits me up and goes, change my mind. All right. He goes, and he sends me like all these dimensions. Like he took a picture and he goes, I want all these dimensions of like the kickstand that you were gonna put on. Long story short, I mean, that's what it came back with. So for me, that's just so fucking badass.
Yeah, that's
Um,
sick as hell.
the tank job, the paint job, obviously done by Dan, who is, if you follow me on Instagram, you've seen some of my photos of it. But I mean, this thing is just fucking, dude. It's just next level, and you can see how it changes colors. That's the part that to me is just insane.
Yeah, that paint came out so dope.
Badass. We went with the Northern Springer front end. I'll flip it this way. I don't know if you can see it. What's cool about that is I actually won it in a raffle. But it was raw metal. So when I was getting the paint, the frame powder coated by a guy down in Daytona, I talked to him about, I said, what could be done with this Springer? And he goes, I tell you what, there's this old Puerto Rican man around the corner who's like the best polisher in the area. Let him polish it and bring it straight back to us and we'll seal it. So that's what we did. I took it down there. I couldn't polish this well. It looks like chrome, but it was originally raw metal and it's been polished and then some kind of sealant over it. Went with the Gusher Cycle Z bars on top.
Sick.
Um, I don't. You remember the gentleman who was making coffin? Was it Arrow or MF? Was it Arrow Manufacturing making the coffin taillights?
Yes. Yep, I believe so. Yeah, it was.
I think it was Arrow. I don't want to screw his name up. So again, sticking with my flamingo flame theme. So that's my tail
That's so
LED
sick.
tail light.
That's so sick.
I mean, dude, it's badass. Went with the straight pipes coming off the side here.
Sick.
This is really weird doing this backwards, by the way. Um, Other than that, man, I'm really like it. This is a rubber mount 05 Sporty. So not a ton of people are doing the rubber mounts. Um, it's tricky but very doable, I would say. So if you own a rubber mount and that's something you want to get into, I would reach out to me. I can give you a few tidbits. But other than that, man, I like it. It's a fun ride.
How long did this build take you?
Too long?
I remember you working on it
Uh,
for a while, but you were
Wow.
traveling a fuck ton.
Traveling a ton, and then I took a different position with my company, and so I'm working from home most of the time now. So this is almost it was over a year, not quite a year and a half, but it took me a year. This was my first build. I would say before I got into this, I had never welded a day in my life. So big shout out. This is obviously the podcast back when it was low life choppers. I took uh, Grease's thoughts and I bought the TIG welder that he had suggested on there, and I taught
Oh,
myself TIG
nice.
welding with YouTube. And man, I sat there and I practiced TIG welding a ton so that when it came to doing all the bungs, the seat pan, the seat, that's the other part. We'll show you this real fast. So Williams, he's a gentleman out of Green Bay, Wisconsin, is the one who did this seat. I made the seat pan and then sent it to him. Damn it. I don't know how well you can see, but it's pleated real well. It
Yeah.
has the stash pocket in it.
Oh, that's nice.
So, yep.
That's sick.
Yeah, man, it turned out really well. But yeah, I never welded. Um, I have a machine background as far as like construction and stuff, but just one of those things never did. So picked up welding, learned that, man, and just bugged the hell out of a lot of people building this. But I think that's the only way you're gonna do it if you don't have someone here to teach you.
Yeah.
So um yeah, it was so much fun. Learned a lot. Take your time. That's all I can say, especially on your first. I guess every build, take your time, but if it's your first, take your time.
What was the hardest thing? Yeah, what was the hardest thing going into that, especially being your first build?
Oh, like during the build or going up to the build?
Either.
Well, I think going into build, just doing it
Yeah, like getting over the
because
anxiety part of it of like cutting your
yeah,
fucking bike up.
well, not only that was, there's that. I was gonna be down a bike, so then I'm like, damn it, I don't want to be down a bike because this is I say down a bike like my only bike. This was my only running bike, and can I do it? And then I was like, some of the really intricate $1 million pieces of machinery that I work on every single day and set up is so much more complicated. And one day I'm like, hey, dumbass, you're dealing with just millimeters and just all kinds of stuff of machinery having to be so perfect to ever work, and you're shutting
Right.
down a factory if it's not. It's your damn bike, dude. It can't
Yeah.
be that hard.
Yeah.
It was that hard, but I think there's a lot of things when you're doing it by yourself, you second guess it. Like it's not. I didn't have, I have a buddy here in town that he built a bike, but man, he's so busy. He was a tattoo artist, and I wanted to really do it on my own. I wanted this one to be like, no one's sitting here saying, do that, do that.
Right.
So I think there's a lot of second guessing yourself.
Yeah.
The other side to this was I did not intend to build a show bike by any means, and it's not. There's a lot of little stuff wrong with it, but at the same time, like I didn't want to build junk either. Like that's not who I am. I don't, I want to take pride in it. I'm not
Hey, you
knocking
can't
it.
have an Instagram handle like Bougie Billy and then build a shitbox bike.
You're not wrong. Well, and it's not a stab at people, but sometimes I see, people just get a hardtail or a new frame, throw it on, paint it, call it good, and I'm like, and this is probably a very unpopular opinion, what I'm about to say, but
Yeah.
But sometimes I think if you don't put any effort into it, how is that any different than the Dyna guy who just like redoes his bars and redoes that? Like
I
if all
100%
you
agree,
do
dude.
is throw a hardtail on or throw it in a new frame and okay, good. Be creative about it.
Yeah.
So for me, and I'm not saying this is overly creative. I didn't do anything new. Um, it's just like really second guessing myself. And then there's a lot of things I would do different. Um, I'll point out one right now for anybody who wants to know. This gas tank's petcock fuel comes out the bottom right here.
Yeah, not ideal.
Horrible.
Yeah.
You want them where to come out back here. Little
Yeah.
things like that. The seat, I would have made my seat mounts not underneath. So I wanted it clean. So to actually bolt in is all underneath. Well, that's a real pain in the ass if you're going to work on this on the side of the road, to be
Yeah.
very honest.
Yeah.
So, put your bolt tabs, your tabs for your seats where they're easily accessible. I try to think as much about the bike breaking down on how I built it, but being clean. And I think that was probably one of the harder things is how can I do things clean, but still
Have it
practical?
functional. Yeah.
Yeah. Um, the brakes kicked my ass for a while. They're still not 100%. And I'm not that. And I think me and you talked about brakes, didn't we? I think I
Yep.
even messaged you about that.
Hmm. Yeah, I had the same problem on my sporty build, and I think everybody has the same problem for whatever fucking reason. The brakes just don't like to fucking bleed,
No,
and it's a pain in the fucking ass. You can try to reverse bleed them, you can try to bench bleed
all of
them.
it.
It just doesn't fucking matter. The only way that I have found that helps for me is a syringe and reverse fucking bleeding it.
Reverse bleeding it. Yeah. No, they work decently now, but I wouldn't say that it's like over. I give myself space.
Yeah. Yeah, so I'll say this too. So for a long time, I was dealing with brake issues on the stepchild build. And dude, I could literally stand up on my brake and not lock the rear tire up, which isn't
Mm,
ideal when you only have one brake. Um,
correct.
and after 5 years, I ended up losing my brakes. And I just so happened to have been filming a fucking episode for this YouTube channel and lost the brakes, limped it back home, replaced the master cylinder, and that was the problem the entire time. When I put a new master cylinder on it,
Yeah.
and so when I did this build, I put a brand new master cylinder on it, but it must have been defective at somewhere in the master. It had to have been defective. I
Right.
put this new one on, dude. If I tap the brakes, it'll fucking lock that bitch up, and I can Tokyo drift that bitch around a fucking corner. So
I
I think finding the right master helps.
Yeah, and maybe I should change mine out. I'll tell you what the scariest moment on the bike so far was. I was down for Biketoberfest in Daytona. I was riding with any of y'all follow the guy Famous for Nothing on
Mhm.
Instagram. He does a bunch of shirts and all. So I'm down there
Yeah.
with him and his wife and a bunch of their friends, and we're going from one bar to another. And I tapped my brake coming up to a light, and I felt it felt a little weird. And I was like, that didn't feel right. So we get going, and there's another light coming up, and I had slowed way back because I was like, I don't know what's going on. Let me take this slow. So I went to tap it, and my whole rear end went locked up, and I go sideways. Like we're fishtailing. I'm like, God, and thankfully I'm only going like 15, 20. There's a parking lot right there. I pull right in.
Holy shit.
Your name's Loctite. And this is a very important thing. Because when I reassembled the brake caliper back here, one of the bolts that holds the brake caliper on, I did not Loctite, and that slung down. So it was only being held on by one really loosely. And that's, of course, when it went, it just grabbed and ripped. So thankfully, same kind of bolts what holds on the rear peg. So I just pulled off one of it, and I keep Loctite in my front bag here. So I pulled off one of the bolts off the rear pegs, and then we got it back up and going. But I tell you, that made me almost piss myself when that whole back end just completely locked up and we went sideways.
Yeah, that's terrifying. I've been there. It's fucking
Yeah.
terrifying.
Yeah. And I wasn't even worried about getting hurt. Like my first thought was this damn bike I just built is about to be fucked up.
Yeah. Yeah.
but um but it was pretty good. I changed the ignition on it. So oh, I believe it's '04 and on in Sportsters. They go carbureted, but they're still using an electronic control module in there.
Mhm.
So we eliminated that by using. I went with Thundermax, I believe it is
Okay.
who I put in. Bike runs better with that than it ever did before, so that's kind of interesting.
Yeah.
Running the aftermarket. And I didn't do anything. I took it stock how it was, plugged it in, and was pretty much able to eliminate everything else on it. There's, like I said, there's a few little bit of wiring down there, but overall, man, I love it. Like it's that thing, it rides nice too. I have this bike sitting here and what's this? If I can flip it. Oh yeah. So it's a '05 Dyna Super Glide. And when I was in the middle of building this and the weather got really nice, I got pissed off when I came home and went and bought that. So I had something to ride.
Yeah.
But now I'm ready to sell it because it doesn't go anywhere. I'm always riding this bike.
Now
Really sporty
is this the sport that you rode to Brooklyn
and to Maine.
and to Maine? Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, that motor. Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
Yeah,
Same
so
motor.
for anybody that's new to this podcast and have never listened to Low Life podcast for whatever fucking reason, um this motherfucker rode all the way to Maine from Florida on a Sportster to come to the Deadbeat Retreat.
It was fun.
And then rode from Florida to Brooklyn, New York, met with us for the Indian Larry block party, stayed
Oh,
for one night,
yep.
partied, and then rode home. People don't do that shit
No,
usually.
no.
But I'm saying his old son is not afraid to put down some fucking miles.
And actually, when we came back from Maine, I rode it straight, so I never spent the night. We went me went 26 hours on the old bike. It did had suspension on it, but still,
Yeah.
um, it was 26 hours straight from Fiddlehead campground to Jacksonville, Florida.
Yeah. Yeah, because you got to figure, what were you getting? Probably 100 miles?
Yeah, something
Just
like
over
that.
100 or something on the one fucking tank?
Somewhere, yeah,
That's a whole
somewhere
lot
there.
of fucking stops. So in a car,
Yeah,
when we just went down, I think it took us 18 hours, maybe? Something like that.
right.
In a bike, it's a different animal. When you're stopping every 100 miles, that's not fucking ideal.
You there?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, came back. Sorry, it cut out on my side. So
Oh. Yeah, I got to figure out if this is. I always run speed tests before I start an episode,
right.
and speed test always comes back good, but I'm starting to think that I need to get I need some Elon Musk Wi-Fi or something. I'm feeling like still got the Obama Wi-Fi.
That's what my mom lives outside of Decatur, Texas, and there's no signal out there. And they're on that link or whatever it is, that it's the Elon Wi-Fi. It works great for them
Yeah,
out
yeah,
there in the middle of nowhere.
yeah,
So
yeah. I got to figure something out.
yep. No, but I plan on so the
So
plan
that
is for
bike's
me to
been done now. Go ahead.
I would say I do plan to bring this up to the Idle Hand show. I don't know if I'm going to ride it or because if I drive it, I can work along the way and I don't have to burn any PTO, which is it's kind of
Right.
anti my theory of always riding. But I also like the idea that I could get away with not spending a single day off in if I trailer it up there. So I'm probably going to trailer it, but I will be bringing this up to the Idle Hand show next year or this year.
Sick.
Sorry, this year.
Yeah. You can just fucking bring it right here to park the fucking truck and trailer here and just fucking ride up there from
Fuck
my
yeah.
house.
Oh yeah.
I got plenty of room here.
I'll probably take you up on that too.
Mm. Yeah, I mean, fuck, you can even sleep in the garage if you want. I got a full couch out here, TV, Wi-Fi, whatever you need. Beer, all
There
the
you go.
alcohol you can want.
I'll bring the
Uh,
cigars.
so that's been finished since September.
Yeah, end of September is when I finished it up.
And I've seen you've been winning, you've won a lot of fucking shows with that thing.
Just one, just one.
Oh, I thought I seen you post. Which one did you
Mm-mm.
win? In Daytona, right?
Yeah. So I won Willie's Chopper Time, which is uh I guess most folks would say around here is kind of more the premier chopper show. Because you have
Right.
like there's the Ratfink one that comes, and that's more like show bikes. But
Mm,
Willie's is more that's it's legit choppers. Like the crustier your bike is, usually the more of a chance you have to win it. But yeah, I won on Willie's Chopper Time Best Sportster with that one last year. So
sick.
I got cocky because I'd never planned on putting in a show. And then my buddy 40 there with Poor Star in Daytona, he's like, "Hey man, just throw it in Willie, see what happens." Like, what the fuck? And I was like, "All
Yeah,
right,
why
sure."
not, right?
So I won. And then I got this bright idea. Let me go enter this other one. And the only reason I wanted to enter the other one is the trophies are these giant rats, like the rat fink rats. Like that's what the trophies, and they're badass looking trophies. I'm like, that'd be cool. I was a dumbass. And there wasn't a single bike in there that was road. Like every bike in the Sportster division, one, the guy bought it from somebody already built. The other one, the
No
guy
shit.
walked it over because it had such narrow tires and was set up like a track weird track bike. And I was like, "How far do you ride it?" He goes, "Oh, I can't ride it." So I literally went up against like just some crazy shit. So didn't win anything there, but no, just the one is all I won with it. Other than that, I've just
No
been
shit.
putting miles on when I can.
What do you got for miles on it so far, you think? It seems like you ride a bunch.
Yeah, it's hard to tell. I probably got a good 1,500 miles on it at least.
Fuck.
At
Yeah,
least.
she's definitely broken in by now.
Yeah. And I didn't do anything to the motor though. So that's the other thing. The
I
motor
think
was
that's the
good.
best thing.
Like why touch the motor when it's doing fine? Like that's
Dude,
no point.
I preach that to everybody. And listen, I get it. Everybody wants to fucking hot rod their bike and this and that, but it's like, okay, if that's your thing, that's your thing. But just know that like it's not going to be reliable. And I don't care what engine builder tells you what.
Right.
The more you fucking bore out your cylinders, the thinner you're making them, the more horsepower you make, the more you're putting on your fucking rod bearings and your rods and your rings and your pistons and your valves. The more horsepower you make, the easier shit breaks. And if you like to just ride and have a good time with your buddies, stop building your fucking motor, dude.
You know, the funny thing is, you could build it all you want, but if you're riding with a bunch of guys that have other choppers, let's say, are you going to ever be able to go that fast?
Yeah.
If you're riding with anybody that has a shovel head, pan head, iron head, and nobody's ripping like that. You know, I'm not saying they're not going fast, but for me, there was no point on this. And I have a Evo motor for my next build art sitting in my storage unit. That's going to be my next build, and I don't plan on touching that motor. Like, I, just let it run. Like, I don't care.
Yeah. Yeah. I've always been on that side of the fence. And listen, I hot rod everything I fucking own, dude. Like, I
Right.
cannot help but stick my grubby little fucking paws in every engine bay of every car that I've ever owned. But when it comes to a motorcycle, dude, I'm putting a cam in it and that's it. I'm not doing anything else because I don't want to have to be replacing my fucking motor every 1,200 miles.
No, no. And for me, like this particular motor now has like so many memories with me. You know, there's like I'm like, you've done me well. I'm not gonna fuck you up. That's kind of my concept on that one. Like it has got me places and has been
Right.
reliable. So why screw it
Yeah.
up?
Yeah. And I know there's guys that fucking love it, like Steve from Fat Man Custom Motors. He loves it, dude. He built a hell of a fucking hot rodded out shovel. And I forget
Yeah,
what he
yeah,
said
yeah,
it's
yeah.
fucking making for horsepower, but dude, that's one of the sickest shovel head motors I've ever fucking seen in person. Um, he did some shit to that. And for Steve, it's okay. Because guess what Steve does for a living? He fucking fixes blown up motors.
Right.
He has CNC machines and fucking bore machines. He has everything to build a fucking motor. Um, so it's not a huge deal if he sends a fucking rod through the side of his fucking motor because he has a shelf with 500 more of them and he'll just throw that on.
Right.
Um, and I guess if you want to fucking hot rod your bike. But I'm here to tell you, it's gonna fucking break. Because here's what happens: and it's not even just the fact that you're crushing all the tolerances, you're making your cylinders smaller, you're making higher horsepower and more torque. The problem is you have all that stuff. You know you have higher horsepower. You know you have higher torque. So now you're gonna ride it even harder. You're
Harder.
gonna beat
Yep.
the fucking snot out of that bike, and
Exactly.
you're gonna blow it up. So if that's for you, that's for you. But I'm on your side of this one. Doesn't make sense to me.
No. There's a guy that actually lives like 40 minutes from me. I think he goes by Trevor or something on Instagram. We've never met, but we've talked, and he's a millwright, so he works the whole country. He
Yeah.
builds some badass sportster chops. He just blew his motor up, and he's rebuilding it. And he's one that is all about super high performance, all this. But the dude builds solid motors. I mean, that he was riding that bike coast to we talking coast to coast. We're going Atlantic to Pacific. He'd been riding that thing coast to coast. Super smart guy, you can tell. Engineered his own jockey shift, foot clutch, all that for the Sportster. Not these kits you can buy. Like he did it all himself, and it's super fucking clean. That dude builds
No
some
kidding.
badass bikes and lays miles down like very few people I know on a Sportster.
Right.
Um, but again, if you got the knowledge, yes, I just I like building, but I like riding more than I like building, I think. And
Yeah.
so I don't want to be broke down on the side of the road. We'll put it that way. You know,
Mm,
that's not my goal.
right. And I mean, the biggest thing for me is, like I said, I love hot rod and shit. I'll hot rod every fucking vehicle that pulls into my driveway. But when it comes to my bike, it's just like, to me, the pros, it just, aren't even close to the cons. And like you
Right.
said, it's like everybody else you ride with is still going to be slow as fuck. Unless you're riding with like a bunch of Dyna dudes,
Right.
you know what I mean? Or you're riding with brand new Milwaukees. Maybe then it makes sense. You know what I mean? Like if your riding buddy has a fucking 130
Yeah, of
in a
course.
Milwaukee, yeah, I guess probably bore your shit out. But when you're
But if you,
riding with a bunch of dudes with shitty fucking choppers that are braking every 35 miles,
yeah,
doesn't really make much sense to me.
I did. I tell you what, though, a funny story, a good story is, uh, I don't know if you can tell, but that's a hell of an angle. So there's a lot of fuel that doesn't get used also because my petcock's right here. So I
Yeah.
probably have like this much fuel that does not get used in this bike. Another reason, go where where your petcock comes out the very bottom. Again, oversight on my part. Um, so one day I was off a couple of weeks ago, and I was like, I want to go. It was a pretty day, and I was like, I'm going to go somewhere and have a beer that I've never been. So I'm just looking on my map, and I'm looking toward the center, going toward Gainesville, and I was like, let me go find a dive bar somewhere I've never been. An hour away. That's like a good distance to just go have a beer, ride back country roads, and then come back. So I took off,
Right.
and I was like, I can make it to a gas station. Well, I didn't really pay attention to my route, and the answer is no. You are not going to make it to a gas station. And I was like 3 miles from this gas station on my. I pulled up my phone. I'm riding down the road, and I'm like, okay, I can make it. And then you start getting, the shutters, and I'm like, fuck. So I see a pull off, and I'm like, all right, it's a 2 lane road. And as I'm pulling off, this old man comes by on a fat boy, and like pearl white fat boy. And I see him like slow down, looking over his shoulder, and I'm looking down and getting off the road. And I was like, huh, I hope that old man is wondering. So I get off, open up my gas cap. I'm like, yeah, fuck. Well, what am I doing? I'm gonna walk. So I'm like putting my shit together so I can make sure it's, about to leave it on the side of the road. And I hear this motor
Right.
coming. And I'm like, that sounds like that fucking old man. And sure enough, that old man coming right back. He pulls up, gets out, he goes, man, what's going on? I tell him, he goes, let me run the gas stations. Hang tight. Old man comes back, and he's got, jug in his fucking saddlebag, pulls it out, gets me full of gas. Long story short, we end up going to a closer dive bar, and this man had 95,000 miles on this fat boy, and he's
Holy
retired, and
fuck.
him and his old lady ride all over the country. Cool as shit. Ended up spending the afternoon at this dive bar that wouldn't open. It was some weird dive bar that doesn't open till 4. He's like, we're going to get a beer. There's a car here. So he beats on the door. This girl opens the door. We don't open till 4. And it's like 2 in the afternoon. He goes, we'll give you cash if you sell us beer. So we bought beers. We sat on this front porch of a closed bar and just spent like 3 hours drinking beers and talking. Like,
No
cool,
shit.
cool experience. So I
Yeah.
do recommend breaking down once in a while. It is, or running out of gas. You
Yeah.
can have cool experiences.
Yeah. Yeah. I will say that most of my breakdowns, yeah, I would say most of them. Most of them end up having a story with them at the end that was pretty fucking rad. Unless it's late at night and you break down by yourself on a back road, that sucks.
You
But
know,
breaking down's not always bad, especially when you're with the buddies.
when your buddies, and this one wasn't, but it was like adding that old man buddy who thought the bike was cool, and just a cool old man who rides. Like he puts miles
Right.
on. Yeah, it's a fat boy. I don't care. He puts miles down, and it was like, hey man, I got you gas. You want to go have a beer? I was like, well, I owe you the very least a beer or two. So yeah, let's go get a beer. Um, when I came back from Brooklyn, I broke down. I blew my
Oh,
clutch
really?
up. Yeah, I blew my clutch up at the Virginia North Carolina line, and I ended up having to, when I say in the middle of nowhere, I was in the middle of nowhere. So I ended up walking 4 miles into a town, getting a U-Haul truck,
Holy fuck.
bringing it
Oh, I
back,
do remember this.
pushed it in, strapped it down. Bro, that was a long night because
I
I had
remember you
spent.
calling us and telling us about this.
Oh, dude, it was so bad. What made it worse is because I didn't drive straight back from Brooklyn. I stopped in PA because there was a hurricane blowing up the East Coast. That's why I ended up leaving New York. I only
Yeah.
stayed one night. I was trying to avoid it. So I came back into PA, stopped at a buddy's house, stayed, I think, 2 nights there, letting the storm blow through. So I ended up getting that U-Haul, riding it home, pull into the house at like 3 in the morning. And my dumbass decides that after driving all fucking day, dealing with all this in a U-Haul, I'm going to unload this bike at 3 in the morning. So I go walking this bike backwards down this ramp.
Oh boy.
It
Step right off the ramp.
didn't go well. No, I w- I don't have front brakes on that bike either, because
Mm. Yep.
I had taken front brakes off that bike. So I'm like, it starts to roll, and I'm like, well, let's just ride it down backwards. This is when you know you're delusional, that a U-Haul ramp, you're gonna ride it down and stop it. Next thing I know, I'm staring up at the stars, whack my head on the concrete. Bike's laying next to me. It was rough.
Jesus
It was
Christ.
rough.
Oh, that is fucking funny. I had that same problem. Every time I take the stepchild off my lift, I have that same problem because I have no front brake.
Damn.
And dude, once that thing starts coming backwards, there's no fucking stopping it.
No.
So one thing I did learn though, and it's a super fucking pain in the ass to do, because sports just don't like to roll backwards in reverse. I mean, yeah, in reverse. They don't like to
No.
roll reverse when you have it in first gear.
Right.
And so you can though put it in first gear and then use the clutch. And then kind of just use the clutch as your brake.
Right. Right.
But it's still a fucking cunt to try to pull the bike backwards because it's not just free rolling, even with the clutch in. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
But that does work in a pinch. I've done that to get it out of the back of like pickup trucks and shit.
Dude, and what made it worse is at the time where I was living, I have roommates that could have helped and all. And like the next day, my roommate's like, I told him stories like, why the fuck didn't you just leave it in the truck and I would have helped you the next morning? Like,
Yeah,
like, come on, dude. So yeah, that one was rough. But hell, that was an experience too.
yeah, that's tough, dude. Especially so I've never had a breakdown where I was like fucked like that, where I had to like figure out a U-Haul. Usually I'm like close enough where I'd call a buddy that has like a pickup truck or a trailer. But I guess when you're in fucking Virginia and you live in Florida.
So, and the thing was, so I reached out to actually Davy Sprocket, and the thing is, he's on like the other. He was like 4 hours, 5 hours away. Like he was on the other side of
Yeah.
Virginia, and he was like, man, if you were just absolutely jammed up, I can come. But he goes, it's gonna be a while, and I was like, let me just go get a U-Haul, and I'll fucking just drive this thing back. One of the things I've done, and I don't even when I did it when I went to Maine was if you're like me and you spend your money frivolously, just make sure you have enough money to get a U-Haul or something to load your bike up from wherever in the US you drive it to get it back.
Yeah.
Especially if you're
Which I'm
traveling
sure is
solo and
not fucking cheap. That can't be cheap. Driving a U-Haul from Virginia to fucking Florida.
at that time it wasn't horrible. Right now it's really bad, but at that time it wasn't. I forget what it was, to be honest with you. It was just one of those things. I was in the middle of nowhere. I think it was on a Sunday and I had work on Monday. Like I needed to be home. Like there was no, it's one of
Fuck.
those things where I'm like, what do you do? But
Yeah.
yeah, I'll never forget though, rolling down backwards, whap, and staring at the stars going, well, this sucks.
Yeah, it's not the ideal way to fucking end fucking the Indian Lair block party.
It was a great time. Me and Dan sleeping on the, I don't know, how many floors up were we? 28?
I think we're
I
on the
don't know,
I think
18,
yes, I think we're on the 17th floor, maybe.
17, 18. Yeah.
Literally like a fucking penthouse suite in down like in the heart of Brooklyn.
Or Brooklyn.
We can
Yeah.
see Indian Larry's shop from the deck.
They
And it
were
was like,
not.
remember
Yeah.
it's like
They were
a
not.
glass balcony?
Yeah, I know. I slept on it.
Dude, I was
Me,
terrified to even be out there, dude. I hated it.
well, when I pulled up on my bike, y'all, Rhino gave me the address. I remember they were like, they had valet park, and I'm like, I ain't fucking letting y'all valet park this. And they're like, well, go up here.
Yeah.
And they were all looking at me like, what is this dirtbag staying here? Like, we did not fit for that hotel either. That
Not
that
at
was a
all.
bougie hotel. And then me and Dan slept in our sleeping bags out there on that balcony. That's kind of a cool thing though, to wake up in the morning, roll over, and the entire New York City skyline right there, looking down at
Yeah.
it.
Yeah. And I said this when I was on the Low Life podcast. Dude, that is one of like my core memories still to this day of like one of the coolest fucking things I've ever done in my life.
Yeah.
Like, I just can't even, it's hard to explain to like make somebody understand of like when you travel that like, and I mean, granted, it's not that far. I think it's 4.5 hours from us, 5 hours, something like that. But like,
Right.
we're not from Brooklyn. Do you know what I mean? We're not from fucking New
No.
York City.
No.
So it's like when you roll into a place like that and all your buddies just start showing up from like all over the place
Yeah.
and you're staying in a
It's
place like
fun.
where Rhino got us, dude, it's like, that's probably the only time in my life I'll ever sleep in a place that fucking nice. Let's put it that way.
You know what's funny is I was like, hey man, what's my cut of the stay? And it was before we got there. And he told me, and I was like, damn, for one, we're all in one room. And in my head, I went, well, it's New York, so I get it. But in my head, I was like, it's a little steep. He's like, it's a good location though. And I was like, whatever, I'm here for the homies. Then we got there and I was
Mm.
like, one, it was an amazing spot. I mean, we were what, one street, one block away, two, maybe
Yeah,
two
we're
blocks,
one block.
Yeah. And so it
Yeah,
was,
the street behind our
it was
hotel
just,
was the block
yeah,
party.
that was insane.
It was fucking insane. And that would have never been a thing if Rhino was not the one to make the plans because sure and shit, I would have not have okayed a fucking spot like that. Dan definitely would not have. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And Rhino
Yeah.
was like,
Yeah.
fuck it. We only live once. And I'll
Yeah, but
be honest, man,
that was so worth it.
a lot. It was a lot of fucking money. And then we paid a bunch of money to set up and vend at the block party.
Then,
Um,
right.
but dude, it was so fucking worth it. Like I said, that it will be a core memory for the rest of my life.
You ever, and I don't know about you, like the block party was fun, but when I think about that weekend, I think about, that night before. We went and got pizza. We went into that dive bar, that
Yeah.
it's those times with the homies. It's not the big show. That
Yeah.
that stuff's
Yeah.
fun. Don't get me wrong,
The
it's
block
fun.
party was cool, but it's 100% what you said. It was the nightlife of us like walking around downtown Brooklyn,
Yep.
hitting up the pizza joints, going to the dive bars, just wandering around the fucking streets of Brooklyn with your homies, acting a fucking fool and
Yep.
just not giving a fuck and having a good time.
No.
The
The
show was
shit
a
talking.
bonus.
The show is the bonus. Remember the shit talking in front of the pizza joint?
Oh yeah.
Oh,
Oh my god, I forgot about that. When Rhino was giving like poor reviews to everybody.
poor reviews. Oh my god! I was like, we were about to get
He's
in
like,
a
this fucking
fight
place sucks.
right in front of the shop. I'm like, here we go. There's four of us. We'll be able to fight for a while, but this could get ugly. Thankfully, those people were just so shocked that anybody would say that. I think it was funny.
Yeah. Yeah, it was a lot of fucking fun, man. I
Yeah,
highly recommend, even if you're not going to a show, just get out of town with your buddies, and I promise you, it's some of the best times of your life.
we need more.
I
I
think that
think
needs to be more of a norm of
I
like,
think
let's stop making
unplanned.
it like we all get together for shows, and let's start
Yep.
making it, let's just get together for the experience.
I
It should
told
be like a
some of that.
once a
Yeah,
year thing. Like
yeah.
how sick would this be? Like once a year, there's no like extravagant show. There's no like crazy fucking planning or perks or anything like this. It's like once a year, we're like, okay, this year we're rendezvousing to fucking PA. And whoever wants to fucking go out to PA and just get into some shit, we're going to be there. You know
Yeah.
what I mean? It's like, just no planned shit. Just like, we're just going to get out there and figure it out. See what happens. See what's going on out there. Fucking, maybe it's going to be fun. Maybe it's going to suck.
I was talking to someone the other day. They're like, "What shows are you going to this year?" I said, Idle Hand for sure. I would like to do EDR. I don't know if I'm going to do EDR. I said, but I'm a over shows a little bit. I said, and that's not me being an
Yeah.
asshole. They're fun, but the most fun you have. So when we came to Maine, I rode up to Virginia, stayed with Davy Sprocket. Then me, him, and Tater rode from there up to God, up to CT. Damn it, who had the shop there in CT?
Oh, dirty builds.
Then we rode to Dirty Builds, and then I turned in like 15 of us, and then we rode to Greases and spent the night there. Like all those, that's the experience. We need more trips where we meet. We pick a location, a town maybe we've never been to, find a campsite just to make it cheap, and then be like, hey, let's just meet here. No planning. Let's just see what
Yeah, I agree,
happens.
man. I
That's
agree. Because like we're saying, the show is fun, but the show is just the bonus. It's getting
yeah,
out there with all your homies, like experiencing new shit is what is just so fucking rad.
you know,
I'm about it. I'm down for it.
agreed, agreed. We need more of them. Good cigar, man. How is that, by the way? You said you never smoked it, so how you're getting through it? How's it? What you think?
Yeah, I'm about halfway through right now.
Yeah.
The first half was okay. Um, kind of light. And again, I'm not super fucking great at like picking all these notes out. Some people tell you they can taste the fucking pollen off the fucking bee's ass that pollinated this tobacco. I can't do that.
No.
Um, the first half was okay. It's pretty good. It's just like a good rich cigar.
Right.
Now that I'm getting the second half, it's a lot better.
There you go.
Yeah, it has like some vanilla, definitely coffee. I've gotten coffee the whole thing. And then I'm just starting to get into spice, which is what I like. The first half is like no spice, and I usually get that a lot. Like once you get to the second half of the cigar, that's usually when you start getting like that spice. So I'm enjoying the second half a lot better than the first. What about you?
Oh, I love mine, but I smoke these. You're gonna have to come up with your own your own cigar line. It's actually not as crazy to do or hard to
Dude,
do.
so it's funny you say that because before I ever filmed the first episode of this, so this has been Brendan has been following me for a while. This podcast has been in talks for fucking A, dude, months, like months and months and months. But I wanted to take my time. I had to, and I talked about this a little bit, I think, on the first episode. I don't even remember what I talked about, honestly, but I had to learn a bunch of shit. Because my first go around with the Low Life Chopper podcast with Grease, he did all the technical shit. And then when he left, Rhino took over, Rhino did all the technical shit. Um, so this time I had to like learn all of this shit. I had to learn this program and the editing and like I was just telling you, lighting. I have lighting 360 around. It's called 3-point lighting, and I only know this because I've been studying it for the last fucking 48 hours. Um, it's a fucking pain in the ass, and it's still not right. I can see myself as I'm fucking doing this episode, and the lighting isn't how I want it to be, and it's fucking driving me nuts. But so, anyways, before all of this happened, when I first started talking about doing this podcast, I started doing the research on coming out with your own line of cigars, and not like my own like line of cigars. Like I'm not gonna be the next fucking AJ Fernandez. You know what I mean? Um, but like you can get a personalized stick. And you can pick like the binder and the filler and you can do everything. And then have custom labels put on it and you can sell them. So I have been looking into it. It's not super expensive, but it's also not cheap, if that makes sense.
Yeah, and then I imagine it's
Um,
the upfront. I imagine it's that upfront
yeah.
cost.
Yeah. It's just
Yeah.
the upfront of like figuring out what kind of blends you want, getting your wrappers made. But the actual like cost of the cigar once everything's done is not that bad. So it is something I'm thinking about and definitely want to fucking do because it would be cool as fuck. I mean, Joe
There's
Rogan has his own cigar.
tons of people do. Then there's a lot of like small batch cigar people,
Mm.
especially down in the Tampa area. So, um, I met a guy at Biketoberfest who had like a portable cigar lounge set up at one of these events, and he had his own line. So I smoked one of his cigars, and I asked him about that, and he said it really wasn't that hard. He just
Yeah.
kind of did some digging. Um, so I mean, if you ever want to go
Yeah.
down there and talk to
So
people, hit me up. I'll go with you.
yeah, I'm so fucking down for that. So Joe Rogan got his cigar. He didn't even have to make it. He didn't have to do anything, dude. So Nick from Foundation Cigars.
Right.
So I met this guy Nick when I first started smoking cigars. He was at my local brick and mortar just doing like a show. And dude, the nicest fucking guy I've ever met in my life. I had no business talking with him, dude. I had literally been smoking cigars for a month at this point. Didn't know my
Right.
ass from my elbow. I couldn't tell you the difference between this and a fucking acid cigar. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
Um, and dude, he just took the time to like shoot the shit with me, talk to me. Got me on Foundation cigar. So my go-to cigar, like if I just want like a good smoke that's like $8 a stick, or like I think it's like $130 for a box, is the Charter Oak from Foundation Cigars. They're fucking phenomenal. But anyway, so he made a cigar for Joe Rogan and sent them to Joe Rogan. That's how he got his own cigar from Foundation.
Nice. Nice. Okay.
So hopefully this podcast will blow up and I'll just have, maybe I can get Nick to fucking make me a cigar.
There you go.
And then I won't have to fucking deal with all the bullshit.
No, that's. I've thought about it, but then I was like, I don't have a way to sell them. You definitely got to have the platform too, though, if you're gonna do it. Um.
Yeah. Yeah,
So
and I don't know what like the legal ramifications are. You know what I mean? Like, how do
who
you do
cares?
online tobacco sales and not get fucked? Do you know what I mean? Because I
Yeah.
think that's a different thing. Like when the ATF gets involved.
Yeah, and I guess even like selling alcohol, I wonder if there's a certain licensing you're supposed to have to sell it.
Yeah, like I'm sure you could have some kind of license.
I don't know.
Right.
Right.
But I mean, at a show, that would
Make
be the
that
easy
PO
way to do
box
it. I don't know
somewhere
about
else.
online sales, but like, yeah, seriously.
Oh, a show for
They're like, oh
sure.
man, I don't know. I must have got
Yeah.
scammed.
Yeah. Yeah. No, show would be shows where it's at.
Yeah, I definitely am looking into it though, because that would be rad as hell. And the cool thing is it'd be an easy way to get people to try their first cigar. You know what I mean? Because I could like design like two. I can make a lighter cigar and then a darker cigar like I
Yep.
like. And like be like, hey man, if you've been curious about it, here's two fucking cigars. They're super fucking cheap. They're $4 a piece or whatever. This is like a good spot to start. So that would be like the coolest part about it, is like being able to help get people into it.
Yeah, especially if you could make like even just a quality Connecticut, and just
Yeah.
like that's a small one too, though. You know,
Yeah.
something they could.
And that's the cool thing too. So Foundation Cigars, they're from Connecticut. And so they do like a Nicaraguan blend, but like use a Connecticut wrapper.
Right. Right.
And so they're not far. So like it would be super easy to go just sit down with Nick and be like, hey, dude, I'm trying to do this, this, and this. Maybe let me get your
Okay.
floor trimmings, get your guys to fucking roll it up for me.
Roll it up. Look, we're probably going to be a bunch of low life smoking it anyway, so it's
Yeah.
not like
Let me just get all your short fillers so I can use that.
right, right. You ever looked into like doing your own? I got a buddy there in PA.
Dude,
I've been
that's
gay
the
for
cheapest way to go about it.
Yeah,
It's
yeah,
so cheap to do it that way. Like super fucking cheap. And I can roll a blunt, I can roll a joint,
yeah,
and I don't even smoke like at all anymore. But I just don't know that I can roll something like that's a big fucking thing to be rolling, dude.
yeah. And you got to. Let's be honest. I mean, that's how it's rolled makes a world of difference too.
Mm,
Like it's not like you can just be like, oh, I half-ass roll. No, you want to roll cigar needs to be nice and tight. Like that thing's got to be rolled right. So
yeah. Yeah.
there's I'm sure one of these places even does like cigar class. I bet if you look,
Oh
someone out
yeah.
there teaches like hey, this is how you roll a cigar. It's worth looking at,
Oh, dude, I get sucked
maybe.
into those fucking videos. Like it'd be late at night now I can't sleep. And I'll do like
Yeah.
a video on YouTube and it's like some dude in fucking Nicaragua or Colombia rolling cigars, and I'm like mesmerized, dude. It's fucking insane. It's literally an art.
Um,
It's insane.
yep. Down in down in the Keys, there's a few places where down in Key West where they roll I think there's several places here in New Orleans. I'm pretty sure there's a shop there where you see them. It's always whenever you see them on the streets doing it, the shop right there, and they're all sitting there. Especially you got some old lady in there just da 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 going, and you're just like, damn. Patience too. Like that's speed and patience combined.
Yeah, yeah. Oh, I bet there's a fuckload of places down by you.
Yeah. Well, farther
Because
south,
you
but
got,
yeah,
yeah, that's what I mean. Like down, like around like the Miami area, dude. There's probably
for
fucking
sure.
people rolling cigars everywhere.
Yeah.
Do you ever get like, because I know you're super fucking close down there, but do you ever get like legit Cubans down there? Have you seen them?
I have not, but I've smoked them from people that have brought them back from Cuba. Um,
Yeah.
you know the secret on that.
What
No,
do you mean?
it's a fucking cigar.
Yeah. Yeah, I
It's
mean
a
it's a
fucking
regular fucking
cigar.
cigar.
It's a cigar.
But
Like,
the thing is though, it's so desired because you can't have them here. Technically,
yeah,
they're not allowed. They can't import them here.
yeah. Once you smoke one though, then you're just like, hmm.
Yeah, this tastes like all the rest of them.
Ironically, the first place I ever smoked a true Cuban was in Pennsylvania. So, I knew
Really?
a guy there that yeah that had some, but they're I think I've over time, I will say that having smoked a bunch, I'm a big fan of Nicaraguan stuff.
Yeah,
Um,
same.
it's just something about it that makes me want to go. I would love to go to like Nicaragua
Oh my
and
god.
like, see the fields and see where they do it and produce it and roll it. And I to me, I
Yeah.
think that would be just like that would be a cool experience.
Yeah. Yeah. And that's why I keep wanting to get to Connecticut, dude, because they have like the drying barns and fucking all that shit, dude.
Okay,
It's sick.
really?
They grow like the broadleaf in Connecticut. It's fucking
That
sick,
would be
dude.
badass. Do they do
Yeah.
tours and all? I would assume they would. I
Yeah.
mean,
Yeah.
just like a
And I still
distillery or
talk.
something.
So I still talk to Nick. We'll chat once in a while on Instagram. And it was funny when I first reached out to him. It was like probably a year ago. And because I started getting down. When I first met him, I bought 3 boxes of the Charter Oaks. And I smoked 2 of them and just left one of them in my humidor. And it's been in my humidor now for 9 years.
How big's your humidor?
And like 250.
I need to level up.
Yeah,
I
the
need
one
to
I
level
just
up.
bought is a 250. Um, so I've had a box in there for 9 years, and I just reached out to him like a year ago because I had 5 left. And I was
Yeah,
like, "Hey,
nice.
man, I know you probably don't remember me, but I met you in Epping, blah, 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 blah." And I was like, "I have some Charter Oaks that I've been aging for 9 years. Next time you're in the area doing like a promotional thing, let me know. I'd love to fucking smoke one with you. I'll bring one for you." And that like opened up like a relationship with me and him, like talking back and forth a little bit, which was
Right,
super
right,
fucking cool. Um, and we had talked before when I was still on the Low Life Chopper podcast. We had talked about going up and doing like a tour and shit. So I don't know if they like offer tours or if he was just offering a tour, but I think we could get it done.
right. Yeah.
Maybe when you come up for Idle Hand Show,
I was just
we'll
thinking, I
fucking
was like,
boogie to
hey man.
CT, dude.
So though I'm probably gonna trailer, I'm really heavily considering taking time. I don't basically my traveling up, I'll work and then I'll do the idle hands and I may take some more time off just to hang out with all y'all up there. I think
Yeah.
it'd be a lot of fun.
Yeah. When is that? Is that in July?
I believe it is July 4th weekend.
Here, let me
Why
see
do
if I
I
can
don't know
pull.
why I want to say it's like July 4th.
Let's see if I can pull it up. Every time I go to look at it, there's not like a flyer that says like, "Hey, it's gonna be this day."
Right.
Um, yeah, it just says end of July, at least in this post. So end of July, which is great weather up here. Not so much down there, but seems to have lost Eric here. We'll give him a couple minutes, see if he comes back on. See if I can pull this up now that we got a little bit of time here. I thought that I seen. Oh, there you are.
Yeah. No, it popped up and said it had dropped for some reason. But
I don't
were
know
you able to
why I
find?
can't. I
I
can't
swear.
find like a clear flyer of like when the fuck it is, dude.
No, because it's not on the flyer, is it?
No, it's not.
Because I
What
feel
the
like I went
fuck?
through the same thing at one point when I was like, okay, I'm gonna go, and then I was looking and I had to dig and find it, or I reached out to
Yeah,
Dan or Rhino and asked.
I thought I just seen them post something though that was like July something. But now all of a sudden I just can't fucking find it. I'm gonna have to tell them they have to pin a fucking
Put,
flyer with a date on it.
right, or I put it in
Ain't
the.
nobody know what's going on. It just says July 2026. So it is in July.
Yeah,
The good thing about that is it's nicer here in July than it is in Florida.
true,
It's not going to be 110 degrees.
true.
So
You are not wrong there.
yeah, I'm telling you, if you end up getting the extra time, I'm so down to fucking rip to Connecticut and go
Yeah,
tour the fucking foundation place.
bro. As we get closer, let's discuss it, see what we can get set up. That'd be badass.
Yeah. I'm sure we can get some fucking assholes to go with us, even if they don't smoke cigars.
Yeah, fuck it. And apparently, if everyone says they're coming, that's coming. There's people coming from all over the country. So
Oh, dude, it's crazy. It's
um,
crazy.
I hope they do. I hope everybody comes. I think this will be one of the more badass events. I know we were just shitting on events earlier to a degree, and I'm not shitting on them. I think this has potential to be a lot of fun, more than just not have that show feeling. Because the problem with a lot of these events is they all feel the same.
Yeah.
I feel like this could
Well,
be different.
the cool thing about this show is there's no like sponsors of like, oh, you get this from SNS and you get this from Lowbrow. You know what I mean? It's
Right.
just like you either want to build the bike or you don't. And guess
Yep.
what? If you're lacking, we're doing fucking 6 cuts or whatever, however many cuts they're doing, and we're just gonna cut your ass.
Yeah.
So I like it for that reason. It's like, hey, if you actually are into this, you actually want to build motorcycles, then fucking this is gonna be for you. And if it's not, the whole world is gonna see that you slipped up.
Or even if you get behind and get cut, fucking build it anyways and
Still
come
come
on.
out.
Like
Yeah.
they have that whole B side they're talking about. Like that's to me, it's a great idea. I give them a lot of props what they're doing there.
Yeah. Yeah, I think it's gonna be super fucking cool. And even if half the people show up that are talking about showing up, it's gonna be a great fucking turnout. And it's gonna be
Exactly.
people that you just don't see over in this part of the fucking country.
No, not at all.
And the cool part about it too is like, and I've talked about this so many times on the Low Life podcast, of like, you can only go to local shows so many times before like you've seen it all. You've
Yep.
seen all the bikes that all your buddies have built 100 fucking times. You know what I mean? You've seen the style of the Northeast. So that's like one of the coolest parts is like they got people from across the country. It's like people coming from Indiana and fucking California and
California,
all
yeah,
over the fucking place.
yeah, no,
So it's
it's
like you get to see different styles, which is gonna be so fucking rad. And I hope to God, I'm gonna say this on record, and hopefully EasyCo hears this and Big Truth hears this. Listen, my boy Sid Scum is falling behind a little bit, but I really want to see him build this fucking trike.
yes,
Push that
yes,
man through to the next fucking cut, please.
yes. Talk
And
about
Chopper Fisher, I'm excited to see this build that he's doing too.
talk about trikes. And I wish I had his Instagram on me. If I click off, I think it's gonna log out again. Which is what happened earlier. I'm following a guy out of Arizona right now who's building a Sportster trike to shit on everybody who shits on Sportsters. Except
Really?
this dude is like a badass builder. And I don't know if he's ever built anything, but his shit is so fucking clean. And I can't pull it up right now or I would. But yes, bring the trikes back. I want to see more trikes. Like that's
100%. Trikes are fucking sick.
I keep saying by the time I'm 55, I want to have built me my trike for when I'm old. I don't want to wait till I'm old to build it. I want to build it when I'm still young enough to do it so that when
Yeah.
I'm old, I have like this sick ass, you know, shovel head trike. Probably make electric start because when I'm old, I'm not going to want to kick shit. Or maybe it's a sports
Yeah.
store or what, in the Evo one, and then nice big Springer front end on it and things like that. So
You got it all figured out. That way by the time you're old, you don't have to fucking deal with it.
you don't have to fucking deal with it. Yeah.
And
Just
fuck
makes
everybody that
it'll be
doesn't like
easier, I
fucking
think.
sports. I'll say that. I'll say that right now. Fuck everybody that don't like sports. Dude, the amount of bikes that I've owned in my life, and that's a lot. That's a
Right.
metric fuck
Yeah.
ton. Still to this day, my sporty chop is my favorite bike to ride. Hands down, my favorite bike to ride. I do not have the amount of fun on any of my other bikes, not on my Softail, not on this brand new, well, not brand new, but this new Road Glide that's sitting in my garage, not my shovel.
I,
None of those bikes do I have as much fun as I do riding my Sportster.
it's a good looking road glide, by the way. And I'm not a bagger guy, but it does look good. I saw the pictures. It's looks pretty damn clean.
Yeah. Yeah, so I'm also not a bagger guy by any means. Anybody that's been following me on the interwebs for the past 10 years knows that. But my old
Right.
man sold his house, bought a new house cash, and then had some money left over. So he went and bought a brand new 2026 Road Glide. And they weren't going to give him as much as he wanted for his trade in. So he was like, hey, if they're offering me this, you give me what they're offering me and you can have it. And I was like, okay. And I'm not going to say how much out of respect for my father. But it was a price where it would have been stupid for me not to buy it.
Right.
So that's why I have a road glass sitting in my garage right now. But even with that bike, and that bike's fun, dude. That's I think it's a 107 with a can or 103. I don't remember what the fuck it is, but it has a huge fucking cam in it. It has nice exhaust, all that bullshit. The bike fucking flies. It's a lot of fun on the highway. But even that, even my fucking Softail, my sporty chop, dude, I have the most fun riding. It's like riding a bicycle. I feel like a fucking kid on a BMX bike again when I ride my Sportster. I have so much fun, dude. I hop curbs with it. I ride through people's
Yep.
lawns with it. I just don't give
Yep.
a shit when I ride that bike.
I I have the Dyna here, and it's fun. But man, I literally once I got comfortable with my build that it wasn't gonna fall apart and kill me, dude.
Yeah.
I have no I'm literally going to go photograph it tomorrow and put it on marketplace. I don't want it. Just get rid of it. I'm good.
Yeah. Yeah. You can't beat a sporty chop, man. They're not super expensive. It's easy to get fucking parts for, especially because you have the newer sporty.
Yeah.
They're easy to get fucking
Well, it's
parts for.
easier
They're
and farther.
reliable as hell.
Yeah,
Yeah, because
reliable.
you got the rubber mount, so that makes it a little bit harder.
But man, there's so many rubber mounts now that people are really starting to do a lot more for rubber. Like, don't discredit the
Yeah.
rubber mounts. I know people are always, oh, don't man.
Yeah.
I've been rocking a
Yeah, what's
rubber
that
mount for a
chick?
while. So,
Oh, what the hell is her name?
but I didn't grow up with
God,
Harleys.
I
My
can't even
dad
remember her name.
was
The
I
chick, she
did the
does
sport bike
leather
world
in, I
and
think,
my dad's always
Tennessee,
been like
maybe.
a V-Star type guy, so he never had a Harley.
What I can't remember her name, but she has like, I think she had like, last time I seen, she had like 100,000 miles on her Sportster, dude.
It's insane.
That's fucking insane. And it's like, that's what you get with an Evo motor. And I'm not saying you can't get that out
Yep.
of any other motor, dude, but an Evo motor is not gonna fuck you over. It's a great motor, and they love to be beat on. I have beat the dog shit out of that Sportster I have for over 20 years now. I've been riding that bike for 20 years, and I've never done a top end on it. I've never replaced any gaskets on it. The only thing I've ever done is a clutch and a charging system. And I beat anybody that's ever ridden with me. I beat the dog shit out of that bike, and it loves it.
Yeah. Yeah. Didn't I remember hearing you say that like your first street bike was like a Gixxer 1000 or something?
Yeah.
What year
Yep.
was that?
Uh,
What do you know?
what year was the bike, or what year did I get it?
The bike. Oh,
The bike was a 2001, I think.
that's funny. That
It
was
was
my
like
first
it
street
was
bike.
it was like when they first switched like the tail, so they like had like that nice like curve to it and shit.
Yep, and they went fuel injected.
Yep.
Yeah, I had an '01 Gixxer
Yeah.
1000. That was my first street bike. I had dirt bikes
Yeah.
growing up, but that was my first. That was a
That was
fun
my
bike.
first ever that was my first ever motorcycle. I traded, and this is how fucking stupid I was, dude. I had a Acura Integra, and I traded my car for the bike to some kid in South Boston, and went up there, gave him my car. He gave me the bike, and I rode it from South Boston. Never ridden a motorcycle in my life. I've obviously ridden like dirt bikes and four wheelers and all that shit, but
Right.
never ridden a dirt bike in my life, dude. Hopped on this Gixxer 1000 from Southie in Boston and rode it all the way back to my father's house.
No,
No license. I was 17 years old. No license, or no, 16. No license, no tags on the bike.
it's awesome.
Yeah. But I only had that I think I rode that for like a year and some change. And then I was like, dude, this fucking bike sucks. I want something I can actually, and I'll say this, street bikes are fun if you're like an adrenaline junkie. If you like going from
Right.
0 to 120 in first fucking gear, street bikes are amazing.
Yep.
But if you like to put miles down, dude, street bikes suck. Because
I
all of your weight is on your fucking
yeah.
wrist the entire time. It's not fun.
I went Gixxer 1000 to a Hayabusa,
Ooh.
which is actually more comfortable than a Gixxer
Boost
1000.
is way more comfortable. Yeah,
Way
you
more
like, it has
comfortable.
like you like sit in the
And
bike.
it's yeah, you sit in it, and that was a fun bike. I would, if money wasn't a thing, I'd own another Busa in a heartbeat. Like that is a comfortable,
Mm.
fast ass bike. And then from there, I went to this Sportster, and then hell, I had that for years. Sold it to a buddy, moved to Texas, moved back to Florida, got it back from my buddy, and here we are.
No shit.
Man, that's a good. So you
Yeah,
said
I always
you're
tell my kid.
yeah,
So my youngest kid, my youngest boy, he's 14, and actually he'll be 15 in May. Oh no, March. Um, and dude, he's been saving for the past 5 months, 6 months. Went and got a job at Jersey Mike's,
hell
and
yeah.
he's slinging subs, and has saved up. I think he's up to like $2,500, and he's saving up to buy a street bike.
Hell yeah.
I'm
You
like,
know,
dude, just buy a Dyna. I've been trying to get him to buy a Dyna for months. And he's like, nope, Dynas are gay. Harley's a gay.
yeah, yeah.
I want to go fast, blah, blah, blah. So he's been saving up to get a street bike.
You have to get it out of your system though. Like there's or
Yeah.
not get out of your system and stick with it. You know, it's one of those things. I think it's part of being a young man. You want to go fast.
Yeah.
So you said your humidor's it's a 250 stick humidor?
I think so. It's either 250 or 200.
Nice, nice. So what
Yep. They're pretty cheap, dude.
they are. Mine's
They're pretty
mine's
cheap.
much smaller.
If you just get like a regular wooden, like Spanish cedar humidor, you can get them on Marketplace so fucking cheap, like sub $100.
So are you the guy that does the distilled water or do you do the packs?
So my one at home, I do Boveda packs,
Mhm.
and then I have a 150 count humidor at work on my desk, and that one I use like these little beads, they're kind of like Orbeez.
Right?
It's like that same kind of thing. You put water in, and they swell up, and then it'll slowly release water and like humidity into the air and shit. So I do that for work. And only because that's where I keep the dark sharks. They're $30 a box. So
Hold
there I'm
on.
not too worried.
You sound bougie. Your cigar box is on your desk at work. What do? You just sitting around lighting up cigars at work? Hey,
Well, no.
bring me my coffee. Like the
So let
Loctite's
me
over
run this
here,
down.
feet kicked up, because that's what I just got the image. Like I don't know too many
No,
people
so let
who
me
got
run
a
this down.
desk at
So
work with.
so I have a desk at work. I'm a QC and safety guy. I'm an SSHO.
Yep.
So I'm like a safety guy on job sites. So I go to the office in the morning, print out like AHAs and fucking safety topics and all this bullshit, and like the spec of the contracts. And then I'll grab a cigar and I leave, and I'm on site for the rest of the day.
Okay.
And pretty much I'm just like walking around making sure that like the right contractors are there, that whatever work they're doing, if they're doing a building or doing new plumbing or whatever, it's just getting done to spec. I work on a military base. So I pretty much just walk around and make sure people are doing their fucking job. Um, and I get to just walk around a military base looking at new construction, smoking cigars.
And that's our tax dollars. I love it. At least it's
That's
one of
it.
us getting
So
a
here's
little
the
bit
thing.
of it. At least a little one of us is getting it.
So I don't actually work for the Navy base. So I'm a private contractor, and
Right.
the Navy puts out contracts for bid. My
Right.
company bids on contracts, and so like there we have the construction contract, and we also have the maintenance contract.
Okay.
So I technically don't work for the base, or right? I don't work for the government. I don't really know
You
how to
you
word it. I'm
you
not a
work for the
government
government,
employee.
but yeah, you're not your
Yeah,
paycheck isn't directly from the government. It's from your
correct. Yeah,
company who's getting it. Yeah.
yeah.
But I still have this image of you just sitting there coming into work, fucking popping your cigar. Hey, another coffee, please. I like
So I
that.
won't lie, on the days that I don't have work, like if I don't have, and this is the cool thing too, is so in the office there's a project manager, and then there's me. I'm like the assistant project manager slash QC and safety. And then there's a GMW, it's like a general maintenance worker. And so my project manager has to do like all like the heavy computer work, which is great because I suck on computers.
Right.
Um, and so he'll schedule the work throughout the month, and then I'll go into his office and he'll like, hey, I want to do this, this, and this day. And I'm like, nope, that doesn't work. It takes such and such hours to fucking blah, blah, blah. So we were able to make it so the whole week of Christmas, we had no jobs. And the whole week of New Year's, we had no jobs. So pretty much what you envisioned when I first told the story is what I've been doing for the last 2 weeks.
That's awesome. That's awesome. So are you able to smoke at your desk or do you have to go outside?
uh So I have smoked at my desk. It's not,
Yes.
yeah, it's not like a thing where they appreciate. But we have a huge bay out back where we keep like our trucks and all of our equipment and shit. And
Okay.
I usually smoke back there. Unless it's nice out. If it's nice out, I'll go on base because it's nice out there. It's an island. So I'm just 360 surrounded by water. And
I
I'd
got
much
you.
rather smoke near the water than in the fucking building. Like we
Hey,
were
I like
talking before when I was in Florida, dude, the ocean heals.
100%.
Do you
100%.
kick those shoes off, put your feet in the fucking sand, and smoke a cigar? I'm telling you right now. You don't need therapy. You need the beach, brother.
Yep. There's
You need
I'm not into
salty
that.
sand and a cigar.
I'm not into all that crystals and all that kind of shit, but I do think there is some power to grounding and just
Yeah.
yeah. I don't know what it is, but I know for my mental state it works, you know. The motorcycle does wonders, but being out in that waters or on the sand's a whole nother thing. Like
Yeah.
fucking amazing.
Yeah, I can't agree more, man. Especially like growing up on the coast. And it's like even so I live in New Hampshire now. I've lived in New Hampshire since I was like I think 22, 23. And I'm not far from the coast. I'm like 20 minutes from the coast. But
Right.
before I lived on the water. Like I grew up with the ocean there, you know what I mean? So
Yeah.
I'll like be here in New Hampshire where I live now, 30 minutes from the coast. Dude, now like I don't really know how to explain like what I'm trying to say, but like get like homesick almost of like being able to smell like that salt air.
All right.
Um it's something I don't know what it is, but it's something about like the salty air from the ocean is like I don't know what it is, dude. It just makes me feel good.
Well,
And maybe it's just because that's where I grew up and like it reminds me of like home, you know what I mean? But that salty air, like just breathing into your lungs and like it's where it's at, dude.
yeah, when I growing up in Pensacola, so I was always on Pensacola Beach, Navarre Beach my whole life. In high school, working out there on the beach and stuff as a kid. And then I moved to Texas mid to late 20s. And man, it was, don't get me wrong, Fort Worth, Dallas, fun place. Dude, I had to go back to the beach. I was just like, first opportunity, took a job, moved me back, you know, got to be on the water. And the older I get, the more I'm like, I got to move closer. I'm not on it. I still got to drive 45
Yeah.
minutes to get there, but hopefully by the time I retire, I'll be at least a 20 minutes. The only good thing, like
But
where
the,
we're at, is there's rivers everywhere. There's the St. Johns River. So like
yeah.
I'm 5 minutes from a boat ramp right here. Like
Well, the
it's
other thing that sucks though is like down there, the closer you get to the ocean, the closer you get to dying certain parts of the year. Like at
and
least where you are, you got a little bit of space in between those hurricanes.
and the property goes up considerably. Like where you got lost coming to find me, like
Dude, that
it
place was crazy. What was that? Because I kept seeing signs for TP Sawgrass, and I'm like, how the fuck am I near Sawgrass right now, dude?
yeah, no, you were a place called Ponte Vedra. It's a really expensive part of the world. Um so there's a TP Sawgrass is there's a golf course there, and they do several PGA tournaments a year.
I'm well aware what it is.
If
That's like
uh,
I would love to play there.
so, I looked it up because one in my company, one of our salesmen, or all of our salesmen are golfers, but um, I'm like, hey, I'm a service manager. Why don't you come down here and take your service manager golfing? Let's go to TPC Sawgrass. So then I looked it up. It's $800 a round.
Yeah, yeah. I also
So,
looked it up while I was there because
so
we
I've
ended up
heard how we didn't
playing.
go.
Yeah, we ended up playing around at I forget what the hell the name of it is. Super nice golf course. It's over by like the Disney Resort.
Right.
And they have two golf courses there, but we played one of them. I forget what it is, but super nice. But I looked up how much it would be to play at TPC Sawgrass, and same thing, $800 round.
Yeah,
And I'm here to say, dude, as much as like that would be, and I love golf, dude. Golf is like one of the most fucking addictive things I've ever done in my life. Um, I could never pay $800 to play around because I'm just not
no,
good enough. I'm
no.
not good enough. I'd get kicked off that bitch so fast. First time I threw a club, I'd be out of there, dude.
That's the other thing in July. I'll bring if I'm on a trailer, I'll bring my clubs. We'll have to go play a round of
Yeah,
golf, and we can just do it all.
definitely do that. We have so many fucking we have a lot of cool spots here, and they're all
Yeah.
cheap as fuck, dude. You don't pay more than $100 around here.
Oh, I go to a community course in the next county over. That's like 100-year-old course, and it's like $30 a round. And it's not the greatest, but I don't feel I'm not A, good enough, and B, even if I was good enough, I don't want to spend the money. I'm just a cheap ass. I
Yeah.
mean,
Yeah,
for
my
golf,
my go-to my go-to place here is Exeter, and it's a 9 hole,
right?
and super fucking it's really, really nice. The greens are dope, the fairways are dope, but that's only like 35 bucks.
Yeah, that's all you need.
But to play 18 here on, like, a decent course, you're looking like 70 bucks, which still isn't fucking bad.
Yeah, and there's a lot. Where I'm at, there's I think it's like 62 golf courses within an hour of me.
Mm,
Um, but you're paying 70 plus per course for most of them.
yep. Yeah, that was the one thing I was super excited about down there. I was like, I just need to land somewhere where I can play golf. Because every time I go on vacation, that's like my thing is I need to play a round of golf there, so I can just check it off. Like, hey, I play golf here.
Right.
And in Florida, dude, it was like there's almost too many options.
No,
There's so many fucking golf courses there,
there
dude.
is too. There's so many golf courses, and they keep trying to build more. Like it's a whole fight to be like, hey, quit tearing down the woods to build more golf. There's enough.
Yeah,
We have
yeah,
enough.
yeah. We don't need any more.
Man.
Yeah, so we'll have to connect prior to you coming up.
Yeah, we'll plan it out for
It sounds
sure.
like we're gonna have a busy week on our hands.
Yeah, yeah. You need to take that cigar desk position you have and like work your week to make it light.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. Well, the good thing is I'm rolling into next year with 40 hours of fucking vacation time already, so I'm doing all right. So
Hell
by
yeah,
the time July comes, I'll have another 40, so I'll have
nice.
plenty of time.
They only let us roll 3 days in my company.
Yeah, we can roll 40, but if you have anything over 40, they take from you. They don't even pay you for it; they just take it.
Damn.
Use it or lose it.
It's supposed to be that way, but like, because I got 14 guys under me, I'm allowed to like HR doesn't know, but my boss allows for us at our level to give the guys, hey, if they had 4 days, we can give them that 4 days, that fourth day.
Yep,
So which is cool.
yep, yeah, that's dope. Mm. Yeah, this cigar is really good at the end of it.
That's awesome. That's how it should be though.
Yeah, huge
It
fan of
should
this.
build up
Yeah, I'm a
some.
big fan of this. Yeah, the buildup was real slow. Real slow. The first half, I was like, this cigar kind of sucks.
The key is
But
that you stick with it. Cause I've had some cigars where I've like gotten halfway through and been like, I can't do this anymore. I just tossed it. Like I just can't. Like it's just bad cigar. But
yeah, I've always been I think the last quarter of the cigar tells you what the cigar is. In my opinion, I think that's always the best part of the cigar.
it's a good point.
So what's next? You have any builds on the horizon? I know you said you got that Evo motor in storage,
That's
or
that's
you
the
just let this ride out for a while.
um the Evos will be next. The thing is I only have a motor and I have a ratchet top transmission in pieces that I bought in pieces.
Yep.
So that's it. I'm debating idle hands too. So maybe spend this time leading up to July to maybe acquire a frame and wheels, just try and acquire as much as this stuff as I possibly can. So that I can enter idle hands too. When they announced the first idle hands, um, I was like halfway done with this. Obviously, I was like, well, I'm not going to enter this competition. Can't do that. So
Yeah.
that's where I'm thinking, kind of taking it easy, working on getting the finances like really well. the first part of this year. So
Yep.
as you know, bikes when you do a build, it costs more than you ever think it's gonna do cost. So, like every time you think it's like, oh, this is this is nothing. I don't want to know what I've spent, to be very
Yeah.
honest.
Well, that's the thing is people always think they're like, oh, that wasn't that bad. Well, it wasn't that bad because you spent a fuck ton of money
Mhm.
over a period of 8 months.
Right,
Do you know what I mean?
right. And
Choppers
I'm
are not cheap.
choppers are not cheap, and I don't have kids, so there's probably a big advantage there. So I I could spend money pretty wildly and not care, but
Hmm.
I try to be smart about it, still be responsible. Um,
Right.
but yeah, I think that's gonna be the next one. Is the so man, neighbor just got home. Um, he has a nice ass Corvette, so we're always out here in the. I'm revving motorcycles. He's revving up Corvettes over there. But
Sick.
yeah, it's
Newer Corvette or old one?
like I think it's a early 2000s, but he's done like
Sick.
a lot of mods to it. Like he's done a
Yeah.
lot of shit to it. So young Navy guy. Um, so yeah, I think that's the next one. So one of the reasons behind selling the Dyna is that I'm probably gonna take all that money and go get a frame or go buy a shovel head that I've been looking at on marketplace. So I don't know. Trying to be responsible. It's a hard thing to do.
Dude, shovel prices have come down.
They
Have they
are.
come down over there?
Yeah, they're coming down and in whole, like not just motors, but like whole shovel heads for sale.
Oh,
So
yeah. Super cheap. I've been seeing them for like $2,500, dude.
yeah,
Like cheap, full shovel heads.
not quite to 25. I'm seeing them. They're all at full running or at like 4. So if they're at 4, I know I can probably get you down a little farther. So
Right. Fuck, I bet you could trade that whole fucking. You could no, you. I think you could get more for the Dyna, and then buy a shovel and have money left over. I think if you traded for one, you'd break fucking yourself.
yeah, no, I think I it's probably the best try unless somebody offered me a full shovel, but I just don't feel
Because
like that.
Dynas are going for a good amount because they don't. Once Harley's like, we're not making the Dyna anymore, they became very expensive.
There's just a lot, like at least here on our marketplace, there's a ton of Dynas on there. Like a ton. Like everybody has a Dyna for sale here. So I don't know.
Yeah,
I don't know if it has to do with the location where I'm at. I don't know. There's always a million Harleys for sale here.
yeah.
What about you? You doing anything?
So I've been saying this for a
Or
long fucking time.
or are you gonna stick with the truck?
So I've been saying this for a long time about giving the stepchild a makeover. Just because it was my first build, I fumbled a lot of shit on that fucking build. A lot of shit was hacked together because I just didn't know better. Um, so I think the plan's going to be, and it sucks because that was my plan for this winter going into spring was to just redo that whole bike. And then my truck burnt to the fucking ground. So now that's going to cost me a bunch of money. I don't know if people listening have ever bought K fucking 10 parts. They're not cheap. They're K10s are like the highest they've ever been value wise right now. So everything is so much money. And here's the thing is like, as much as I want to just take my time on the truck build, my son is a senior next year, which hurts me to even say. My oldest boy is going to be a senior next year. And literally for as long as he has been alive, really, or has known about prom, he's wanted to take one of my hot rods or trucks or whatever to prom. So as much as I'd like to just take my time and rebuild the K10, I got to get it done by senior prom next year. So, oh, there you are.
Yeah.
So you missed everything I just said. I just kept talking even though you left. But
That's all right. The people
so
heard
real
it. That's what
quick.
counts.
Yeah, real
The
quick.
people
So
heard it.
I had the plan of taking my time on that build. but my son is a senior, and for as long as I can remember, as long as he's known about senior prom, he's wanted to take one of my hot rods or like one of my trucks or something to senior prom.
Gotcha.
And once I got the K10, he like locked in, like, I need to take that to prom. So I gotta get that done by spring of next year so he can do senior prom with it. But I'm hoping that I can tinker away with the sporty, because I don't need to buy a bunch of shit. You know what I mean? I have everything I need for it.
I would say, what's a makeover for
Well,
you
most
look like
everything I
on that?
need. But new tank, new fender, new sissy bar, new bars, new front end, pretty much whole new build. So we'll see how it goes. It'll look it will not look like the same bike anymore. It won't look
Right.
anything like that bike. So the expensive thing will be, I mean, I guess not expensive, but will be getting a tank, getting a fender, and doing the paint. The paint's going to be the most expensive, but it is what it is. I'll slowly chip away at that one and hopefully have it done before summer. We'll see. But I'm pretty much at the end of this cigar here. And like I said in the first episode, the way these episodes are going to work is we'll tell you what cigar we're going to smoke for the day. And the episode will be as long as that cigar takes to smoke. Sometimes I'll be smoking a Toro like this one, will take an hour and a half, which gives you a 2-hour episode like this one. Sometimes it'll be a Robusto, which will take me 45 minutes to an hour, so you'll have an hour episode. It is what it is. Hopefully Eric will get back in here so we can say goodbye to him real quick. But before we end this, I want to say thank you for everybody that has been following us on Instagram, for checking out the YouTube channel, for downloading this on Spotify. If you can, check out the YouTube channel. I'm just closing this out like slowly while I was waiting for you to come back. If you haven't already, check out the YouTube channel. It's just Cigars and Gears. Follow us on Instagram. Check us on Spotify. Leave a review on Spotify for me or Apple Music, wherever the fuck you listen to podcasts, because that gets us in the algorithm. I'm not even 100% sure what a fucking algorithm is, but I know I need to be there. So leave reviews on wherever you're listening to the podcast, on YouTube. Leave comments, like it, share it. That is the best thing you can do to help me grow this podcast. Just help me share it out whenever I put these things out. Do you have anything else before we wrap this one up? I know
No,
we're
man,
both
just
getting down to nubs on these cigars.
we're
So
getting down to nubs. No, man, I appreciate you bringing me on. It's an honor to be your first guest on here. I was super stoked when I saw you list this as what you were going to do for the new podcast. I think this is a genius idea. Just try and get guests with great signal. I think mine's messing up a little bit here, but um, no, man, this is awesome. I enjoy it a lot.
yeah, man, I appreciate you coming on. We're definitely gonna have to do one when you come down for
that would be
Idle
fun.
Hands.
Hell yeah,
That way you're
hell yeah,
here in the studio. I think that'll be a good one.
for sure.
What the fuck was I gonna say? Oh, so I mentioned this last week. Some people, this is gonna piss you off, but I put a lot of thought into this podcast. A lot of energy has gone into this. A lot of research has gone into this. And I brought it up last week. I had to figure out if this was going to be a weekly thing, a bi-weekly thing, what the hell I was trying to do. And I think the best way for me to not get overloaded with work, since it's just one guy doing this, I think I'm going to do bi-weekly episodes. But with a twist, kind of. So I'm still smoking cigars regardless. Whether I'm on doing this podcast or not, I'm smoking cigars. So what I'm thinking is I'll release a new podcast episode like this every other Monday. But then on that off week, I'll have a YouTube video up. So it'll be kind of similar to this, but it'll just be kind of a cut down version, probably 15 minutes long on YouTube, where it'll be me just talking about whatever I'm doing that week, what cigar I'm smoking, what I think about it, how much it costs, where I got it from, and just bullshit like that. So as of now, that's what the plan is going to be. Episodes will come out every other Monday, and then you can catch a small snippet, like 15 minutes on YouTube on that off week, that we can still get some kind of content. Hopefully that doesn't push too many of you away, but if it does, sorry, bro. It's just one guy, and like I said, it's a lot of work doing a podcast, and I don't want to get to a point where this is not fun. So bi-weekly seems the best way to do it. With that being said, hey, I appreciate you being my first guest. I would not have had it any other way.
Thanks,
and man, I'm stoked to see you in July. I think we're going to have a lot of fun up here.
Hell yeah, man. I greatly appreciate it.
And for anybody that is living under a goddamn rock, check out Low Life Podcast on pretty much anywhere you listen to podcasts, and check them on Instagram. And I believe they even have a Facebook called Low Life Boys or some shit. Follow the Idle Hand Show. It's going to be sick. They have big hitter judges. You got Truth. You got Easy Co. You got, God, my fucking head is bound up right now. Long John, my fucking boy,
Yep.
who did the fucking Greasy Dozen together. So it's like the most non-biased show. It's going to be sick. You're going to want to check it out. Even if you're not in the show, be like, Eric, come to the show anyways. It's going to be sick. There's going to be good hangs. There's a lot of cool shit to do in New Hampshire. There's a lot of great riding in New Hampshire, especially that time of year. You're not going to want to miss it. So thank you for tuning in to another episode of Cigars and Gears. We will see you next week. Or in 2 weeks. Sorry, my bad.